Welcome to Grammy Live on Gramby.com. Today we're here at this major event with two incredible figures, Jennifer Hudson and music legend Clive Davis. This is truly a special night, a milestone you won't want to miss. Don't forget, Clive Davis is the man who propelled Sean Combs to the peak of his career and created some of the world's biggest stars. So what awaits Jennifer Hudson tonight? Let's find out right now. Be sure to drop a comment with a 1 if you relate to today's story, or a 0 if you have a different opinion. Share your thoughts with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, where we'll reveal all the secrets behind this story. That's his job, to find and build genuine stars. Jennifer Hudson was initially not seen as a promising star. She was overlooked by the industry, had no major label connections, and was even eliminated from American Idol. Jennifer Hudson was once an underestimated name, while Fantasia was considered the safer choice. Jennifer Hudson went from being underestimated to becoming an Oscar winner. Yet behind the applause, there were whispers and suspicious glances. Her rise was too fast, too sudden, leaving many people puzzled. Just as she reached the peak of her career, an unimaginable tragedy struck. The 2-day search for Jennifer Hudson's missing nephew ended this morning with the worst possible outcome. A missing SUV was found containing the boy's body. Despite that, Jennifer's career did not stop. On the contrary, it exploded stronger than ever. She appeared on the red carpet and performed at the Super Bowl, one of America's biggest stages. You can see that strength and resilience, right? So how does someone survive such a horrific loss and still carry on as if nothing happened? Is it faith, or has the industry forged her into this strength? Jennifer didn't just come back. She returned with determination and extraordinary power, taking control of her own path. So what really happened? It's a mysterious story that unfolded between 2007 and 2009, with many details still unexplained. Jennifer Hudson was once just a girl chasing small roles, trying to seize every dream opportunity to break into the industry. Then, in the blink of an eye, she was everywhere, on the covers of major magazines, at award shows, and on grand red carpets. From film awards to televised honors, her presence seemed so dazzling and sudden that many were left stunned. Most stars struggle for years just to maintain fame. They are dropped by record labels, begged for minor roles, taking any small opportunity, hoping for a breakthrough someday. But Jennifer Hudson bypassed almost all those hard phases. She went from runner-up on a talent show to a beloved star in the Grammy and Oscar worlds, backed by a powerful machine behind her. Her first big spotlight was with the movie Dreamgirls. Not that she wasn't outstanding, she was truly incredible in her role. But Hollywood rarely gives Oscars to reality TV singers on their first acting try unless there's a long-term strategy in place. When she won, that was the green light. Jennifer gained access to opportunities many actors wait decades for. By 2008, Jennifer wasn't just known as a rising talent, but as a solution, an alternative to older stars. People began to scrutinize her meteoric, almost flawless success. Especially in a tightly controlled entertainment industry, success like that is never random. What the public sees is a polished and strictly managed version of the truth. The real stories lie in the Whisper Network, the underground system of insiders, stylists, assistants, producers exchanging information in coded language. And when Jennifer Hudson's name started to spread, it wasn't just because of her amazing voice, but also because of the influence of the man behind her, the legendary Clive Davis. We're here live at Grammy Live on Gramby.com with Jennifer Hudson and Clive Davis. First, congratulations. Thank you very much. This really is an exciting night. Absolutely, a memorable evening. You're not just an ordinary executive. You built Whitney Houston, elevated Alicia Keys, and always had a new star ready when the previous one faded. In quiet industry conversations, Jennifer Hudson wasn't simply called the next big thing. She was labeled the next Whitney. But that wasn't a compliment. It was a brand, a job title, a pre-planned strategy to succeed a legend. And that plan was neither gentle nor subtle. Her style began to change noticeably. Interviews grew softer, more cautious. Her music became safer, less gospel-driven, less powerfully inspiring than before, leaning toward maturity and commercial appeal. Clive Davis, a music industry legend, quickly positioned Jennifer Hudson. He was always by her side, signing contracts and making sure she was present at every opportunity. This was the same strategy he used successfully with Whitney Houston in the 1980s. Insiders knew what was happening. Though unspoken, they understood Jennifer Hudson wasn't just being promoted, she was being programmed into a carefully constructed icon. By 2009, Jennifer was pictured alongside powerful figures like Diddy. She was invited to events hosted by this very mogul, events beyond grand award shows, including exclusive parties, designer fashion events, and secret fundraisers. This wasn't the kind of studio where careers are naturally made, but where they are bought, traded, and protected. Artists enduring tragedy typically disappear, take breaks, and step away from the spotlight for a while. But Jennifer Hudson was brought into high society almost immediately after one of the worst events imaginable. Even fans began to question, how can someone just out of tragedy return so clean-focused and perfectly crafted? This is not a judgment on Jennifer's personal strength, but about optics. How her image and presence were shaped by powerful figures, later accused of controlling more than just careers. When your circle includes Clive Davis and Sean Combs, your rise deserves close examination, because these men are known for building stars and burying dark secrets. Hollywood doesn't wait for its icons to fade before finding replacements. When Whitney Houston began to publicly unravel, Clive Davis didn't spend time repairing her image. He focused on her replacement, someone who could sing like her, had a story the public could support, and was someone he could control. That person was Jennifer Hudson. The transition didn't happen overnight, but was swift and decisive enough to timely replace a legend with a new star. If you look back at media coverage from 2008 to 2010, you'll clearly see Jennifer Hudson portrayed as a torchbearer for her generation. Critics hailed her as a powerful, inspiring new voice. Industry executives called her the new face of soul, a symbol of hope and renewal. However, what's often overlooked is that no one naturally becomes the new face of anything without a complex system behind it. It's not just talent, but tight management with contracts, NDAs, handlers, stylists, and PR teams controlling every word and note to craft the perfect image. This is not a secret conspiracy, but an efficient business model in entertainment. When you need a face, you find one and build a perfect image. If that face comes with a tragic story like Jennifer's, even better. That story helps sell the product, creates deep connection, and grabs public attention. Whether knowingly or not, Jennifer became that face. Her debut mirrored Whitney Houston's blueprint almost exactly. From intense media coverage to strong label backing to spectacular performances, all followed a textbook updated for the new era. When the public sensed this familiarity in Jennifer's rise, it was already too late to turn back. She wasn't just rising, she was programmed as part of a predetermined plan. Today, Sean Diddy Combs faces trial amid darker stories than the public imagined. Allegations of money-skimming manipulation control, and many names are emerging insiders and beneficiaries of the system. One day, the list of names involved will extend far beyond Sean Combs. As the court delves deeper, people begin to reevaluate history and the past with a different perspective, not just Diddy, but also the culture and system he once belonged to. This is the system that Clive Davis built a network of artists carefully guided and closely monitored. And now, Jennifer Hudson's name is whispered not because of a new album or scandal, but because the timeline of her life and career overlaps with the stories of those powerful figures. Jennifer Hudson has been in closed rooms shaking hands with partners and signing important contracts in her career. If the current trial continues as expected, more complex and awkward relationships may be revealed to the public, shedding light on previously unknown shadows. Some of these relationships have been hinted at before, but to be clear, there is no public evidence accusing Jennifer Hudson of criminal activity. She has never been prosecuted and no charges have ever been filed. However, patterns and connections have attracted attention and questions. By 2025, the public no longer easily overlooks power patterns, silence, and sudden success in the entertainment industry. Before the trial entered its third week, before other names leaked, and before media started focusing on powerful figures like Clive Davis, an important question was raised in many minds. Why was Jennifer Hudson a special figure chosen to inherit Whitney Houston's legacy and who had to disappear sacrifice for that choice to happen? That question stopped being rhetorical on the morning of October 24, 2008, when Jennifer Hudson's life suddenly became the global media focus. That day wasn't just when she walked red carpets or held microphones at awards, but was marked by blood loss and unimaginable violence. The usually peaceful Inglewood neighborhood in South Chicago was shattered by the discovery of 3 brutal murders, shocking the public. The victims were Jennifer's mother, Darnell Donnerson, her brother Jason Hudson, and her nephew, Julian King. Darnell Donnerson and Jason Hudson were found shot dead inside their home. The body of 7-year-old Julian King was found 3 days later on October 27th in an abandoned vehicle. The boy was also shot. The discovery began when Jennifer's sister, Julia Hudson, found the bodies of their mother and brother. Realizing her son was missing, an Amber Alert was issued, triggering a wide, urgent search across the city. The long and hopeful search finally ended in tragedy when the body of young Julian King was found. This loss added another deep layer of sorrow to the already devastated Hudson family. The pain and shock were indescribable as they faced this horrifying reality. Immediately after the body was discovered, the investigation quickly focused on William Balfour, the estranged husband of Julia Hudson, Jennifer's sister. Balfour had a history of violence and had repeatedly threatened the Hudson family, making his relationship with Julia tumultuous, with frequent arguments that eventually led to separation. Though warning signs had appeared, the true extent of Balfour's dangerousness only became clear after the tragic deaths. William Balfour was arrested on October 24th, the same day Jennifer's mother and brother's bodies were found. Initially, he was detained for violating parole, but was not immediately charged as investigators sought more evidence. Balfour's fingerprints were found on the vehicle where Julian King's body was discovered, and ballistic analysis matched the firearm used in the case, connecting him to the crime scene and the deaths. By December 2008, Balfour was officially charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of home invasion. The prosecution's case was based on solid physical evidence and witness testimonies, placing Balfour at the scene and directly linking him to the deaths. The trial of Balfour took place in April 2012, nearly 4 years after his arrest. The prosecution portrayed Balfour as a man consumed by jealousy and hatred, unable to accept the separation from his ex-wife, Jennifer Hudson. They argued that his motives stemmed from a volatile mix of anger and possessiveness. Crucial evidence included testimonies from neighbors who reported hearing gunshots and seeing Balfour at the Hudson residence during the time of the incident. Beyond the initial evidence, cell phone records and surveillance footage further implicated William Balfour. However, the defense continually tried to raise doubt, arguing these were circumstantial and suggesting other suspects might exist. Let us know your thoughts on this new evidence. Do you believe William Balfour is truly involved, or could there be other suspects yet to be revealed? Comment below. And don't forget to hit like to support the channel. Jennifer Hudson took the stand with a compelling and emotional statement. She recounted the last time she saw her family and described the complicated relationship she had with Balfour. Her testimony highlighted the profound personal loss and the immeasurable impact the tragedy had on her life. On May 11, 2012, after 3 days of deliberation, the jury found William Balfour guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms without parole, ensuring he would spend the rest of his life in prison. The verdict brought a measure of justice, though it could never heal the deep wounds in the Hudson family's hearts. Internal family conflicts left lasting scars that profoundly affected Jennifer's life and career. At the time of the tragedy, Jennifer Hudson was at the peak of her career, having just won an Academy Award for her role in Dreamgirls and being widely praised as an outstanding vocalist. The sudden and painful loss of her loved ones was a massive shock, deeply affecting both her personal life and artistic path. Following the tragedy, Hudson chose to step away from the spotlight, canceling events and postponing projects. Her pain was palpable and relentless. Media attention increased the pressure. Yet her resilience and remarkable strength allowed her to gradually return to music, conveying profound sorrow through her melodies and powerful performances. In 2009, Jennifer Hudson made a triumphant return with an emotional rendition of the national anthem at the Super Bowl, her first public appearance after the devastating tragedy. The performance showcased not only her exceptional musical talent, but also her extraordinary mental strength and recovery. Later that year, she released her second studio album, I Remember Me, featuring songs that authentically reflected her journey through pain healing and growth in life and art. Beyond music, Jennifer and her sister founded the Julian D. King Gift Foundation in memory of her nephew, Julian King, the young child who died in the family tragedy. The foundation aims to provide stability, practical support, and positive experiences for children from difficult circumstances, keeping Julian's memory alive through acts of kindness. My sister and I started the Julian D. King Gift Foundation to help disadvantaged children and ensure they have essential needs met at school and in life. We also run toy drives during the holidays to bring joy to the kids. In 2016, William Balfour, Jennifer's sister's ex-husband, broke his silence with a rare interview with ABC7's Chuck Goody, filmed inside Pontiac Correctional Center, Illinois. The chilling interview offered a haunting glimpse into the mind of a convicted man. You don't understand why you're considered a suspect. Well, why everything said at the trial about me threatening or anything like that is new to me. Throughout the interview, Balfour vehemently denied any involvement in the deaths of Jennifer's mother, Darnell Donnerson, brother Jason Hudson, and nephew Julian King. He claimed to be a victim of a grand conspiracy, alleging fabricated evidence and lying witnesses to ensure his conviction. I have nothing to do with the case and don't know who is involved. His tone mixed defiance and deep frustration. Despite facing life imprisonment, he refused to accept the verdict, maintaining his innocence. His demeanor was chillingly calm, almost indifferent, as if recounting a mundane story without remorse for the tragic deaths of 3 innocent people. When asked about his whereabouts during the crimes, Balfour maintained his innocence, stating, "The case, according to him, is a triple homicide at Englewood at the house of his estranged wife, Julia Hudson's sister." His words were emotionless, lacking any sign of regret or remorse. His refusal to take responsibility was clear in his evasive answers to probing questions. When asked about witnesses who claimed to see him armed, he dismissed them as liars. "Have you ever had that gun?" "No, never once." His voice never wavered. He viewed himself as a victim of circumstances, a pawn in a larger plot designed to ensure his conviction. His narrative in the interview became more convoluted, with accusations and attempts to discredit the prosecution. He accused his ex-wife Julia and her friends of lying on the stand, positioning himself as the victim of their deceit. "Did you want her dead?" "No, not at all." His denial echoed hollowly within prison walls. Despite overwhelming evidence, including phone records and ballistic data, Balfour steadfastly denied guilt. He claimed evidence was fabricated, witnesses coerced, and he saw himself as a scapegoat in a conspiracy to hide the truth. One of the most chilling moments was when Balfour discussed Julian King, the innocent 7-year-old boy. He speculated the boy may have been marked to prevent identification, revealing a disturbing lack of empathy and remorse when discussing the tragic death of a child. In the challenging interview, reporter Chuck Goody pressed Balfour about his decision not to testify at trial, a decision Balfour said was advised by his lawyer. Can you deny that Balfour declined to provide further details, adding a new layer of mystery to an already complex and puzzling case? Despite facing life without parole, he remained adamant about his innocence, even as appeals were repeatedly rejected. In 2019, Jennifer Hudson opened up in an interview with The Guardian about the painful family discord in 2008, under William Balfour's shadow, the estranged husband of her sister Julia. "Though my heart was heavy with grief, I worked hard to keep my mind steady so this tragedy wouldn't disrupt my life. I'm thankful to God, and I believe it's because of His help, and the way I face the trauma, it comes and goes. It's always there. But what matters is how you face and overcome it." My departed loved ones wanted me to keep moving forward and do what they expected. I know it would be worse if I didn't. I still hear my brother's voice in my mind saying, "Jenny, stop. He'll be mad if I give up. And I always remember my mother's words. My mother used to say, "You know I can't always be there for you, but I want all of you to keep going." She always stressed, "Without family, you have nothing." So caring for family is extremely important to me. When I do that, I know she's pleased. As for my nephew, that's why I founded the Julian D. King Gift Foundation. He was a strong, smart boy. Living to honor their memory is the great motivation that keeps me moving forward. And I'm thankful to God that I have a child to live for, to keep going and stay strong. That doesn't mean I'm no longer grieving. Of course, I still feel sorrow and sadness. Jennifer Hudson's life began in a large, close-knit family where love and support were the solid foundation. Despite hardships, she always returned to family memories with recurring questions. What would my mother say? What would she do in this situation? The family bond remains strong, especially with her sister Julia, who lives nearby in a home purchased by a famous singer and actress in their hometown of Chicago. My sister drives a school bus, a strong woman with a distinct personality. My father, a Greyhound bus driver, had 27 children, a large family with many rich stories. Although I haven't met all my siblings, I know quite a few of them. "Oh yes," I once said, "there are 11 girls and 16 boys. I'm the youngest, or at least one of the last 2 or 3. Since I was little, I always dreamed of a giant table where all my siblings sat together. Imagine that, a long dining table filled with laughter and family stories. That's a great motivation and joy for me. In 2020, during an episode of Oprah's Next Chapter, Jennifer Hudson openly shared her journey of forgiving the man convicted of killing her family, a challenging but meaningful process. When I saw William Balfour in the courtroom, I got goosebumps. In the days that followed, that negative feeling turned into relief when he was convicted on 3 first-degree charges. It was justice I'd long hoped for. I forgave him. For the most part, what happened wasn't entirely his fault. That's how he was raised, how he was taught. We tried to show love and care, but he went too far to see it. He never had a chance to make it right. When I think about what happened, it's hard to identify which shock came first. I mourned, not knowing where to start my mother Julian or my brother. There are moments in life when I'm left with just shattered pieces that can't be put back together. I haven't visited my loved ones' graves since they were buried. But now, I feel ready. I feel we've completed an important mission to reclaim justice for them. I cannot return empty-handed. I come back with justice served and the truth revealed. Jennifer's swift forgiveness and her decision to let go of the person who caused her family's deep pain have left many fans puzzled. They find it hard to imagine how she could move forward with such strength. For a long time, rumors about secret societies and mystical activities have circulated within the entertainment industry. Jennifer's rapid rise to fame, combined with the tragedy in her family, has led many conspiracy theorists to link her to the Illuminati, claiming she made a mysterious pact of sacrifice. According to them, Jennifer's spectacular success came at the cost of the lives of her loved ones, with eerie coincidences surrounding the tragic events in her life. According to them, Jennifer's tremendous success came at the cost of the lives of her loved ones, with a strange coincidence surrounding the tragic events in her life. After the heartbreaking loss of her family members, Jennifer Hudson chose to step away from the spotlight and the media glare, taking time to grieve, reflect, and heal herself. This period was crucial, allowing her to restore her inner strength and prepare for the next steps in both her career and personal life. In the history of the entertainment industry, Jennifer Hudson is not the only artist to achieve success following deeply personal tragedies. Her story reflects a phenomenon far more common than many realize. Take, for example, A$AP Rocky, a highly influential hip-hop artist who has also faced a series of consecutive losses, often occurring near major milestones in his career. A$AP Rocky, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, rose as an icon in modern hip-hop with his unique musical style, creativity, and captivating personality. However, the path that led him to the top has been overshadowed by a string of heartbreaking losses, making his story all the more poignant and complex. The first loss came in 2012, just as Rocky's career was rapidly ascending after signing with Sony Music and preparing to release his debut album, Long Live A$AP. At that very moment, his father, Adrian Mayers, passed away, casting a dark shadow over what should have been a milestone celebration in his life. Despite the profound grief, Rocky refused to let himself fall. Instead, he transformed his loss into a powerful source of musical inspiration, drawing on the memory of his father to keep moving forward and dedicating himself fully to his art. Less than 3 years later, in January 2015, Rocky faced another devastating blow when his close friend and mentor, A$AP Yams, real name Steven Rodriguez, suddenly passed away. Yams was the co-founder of A$AP Mob and played a pivotal role in shaping Rocky's style and career. His death was not only a profound personal loss for Rocky, but also sent shockwaves throughout the broader hip-hop community. Yams' passing cast a dark shadow over the music scene, leaving many mourning the loss of a visionary talent ahead of his time. The losses didn't stop there. In 2018, Rocky suffered yet another heartbreaking blow when his half-sister passed away just before the release of his third studio album, Tested. This loss added another layer of sorrow to an already heavy heart. In numerous interviews, Rocky has expressed a strong belief that these personal tragedies seem to be strangely, almost fatefully linked to key milestones in his career. He once told Genius that every time he was preparing to drop a new project, he faced the departure of a loved one. This series of losses not only had a profound personal impact on Rocky, but also left a deep imprint on the themes and emotions expressed in his music. The pain, grief, and stories of love and struggle are vividly reflected throughout his songs. So what do you think? Did these famous stars really have to sacrifice their loved ones to achieve dazzling success? Or are these just rumors without solid evidence? Don't forget to leave a comment with 1 if you sympathize with Jennifer Hudson, or 0 if you have a different opinion. Share your thoughts with us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Click on the next video appearing on your screen for more amazing content. See you in the next videos.